Thanks, Nadi there. In Nigeria, nearly 300 school children who were abducted in the northwestern town of Kuriga have been freed, according to the governor of Kaduna State. Last week, the abductors demanded nearly $700,000 in ransom. No details, however, have been given about how the pupils were freed. The students were aged between 8 and 15 and were taken along with their teacher earlier this month. In a statement, the governor thanked President Bola Tinubu and Nigeria's army for helping to secure their release. Our correspondent at Yusuf Akimpelu is in Lagos with more.
The released children, the government is yet to give the certain number of the children that were released. So it's been 17 days since the children were abducted. Over 287 children were abducted in Kuriga, as you rightly mentioned. And then the government has, in a carefully worded statement, saying the children were released, suggesting there is no clarity whether or not how they were released, if they were, maybe they were released through a commando style where the kidnappers were also arrested and then the children were freed, as we've seen sometimes in the past. But the government said it was as a result of the courage of the Nigerian army and also the liaison between the state government and the federal government to facilitate the release of the children.
This issue persists, doesn't it? I mean, we all remember Chibok, the Chibok girls. The ransoms, has the government ever admitted to paying them? Because I know a couple of years ago they began to refer to the people, the kidnappers, as bandits.
It is illegal to pay ransom in Nigeria, first. Second is the government has never admitted of paying any ransom. But then there's been people who have had to pay the ransom to free their loved ones. Then the statement released by the state governor this morning was carefully worded. It suggested the children were released, and then that is a subtle way of not admitting to whether or not the children were released after ransom were paid. The abductors had earlier stated that they wanted a ransom in the tune of over $700,000. That's ₦1 billion. And then saying the children, they gave till 20.
That was Yusuf Akimpelu there in Lagos.